channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this button down circle dress with a puffy sleeve that tapers at the end, and with it's also going to have a bishop collar. So for this here you're going to need like 5 yards of fabric, if not more, depending on your size. So let's get into the video. First thing you're going to do is, let's start with the body. So you're going to fold. So you see mine, I just opened this 6 yards now. So but I'm just going to be using this as illustration because I'm not going to be cutting this fabric, but I'm going to show you guys how this is made. So you're going to first, depending on the length you're working with, so you see this fabric is folded into two now. If you're more on the bigger side and you want this dress to be longer, then you need to fold it more. Instead of the 2 yards that is folded, you might need to fold about 2.5 yards more so that you will get more length. So let's say I'm going to fold like 2.5 yards. So let me move it down more so that I can be able to fold, because you know how you open up 6 yards, this is how it's folded, just 2 yards, but I'm going to extend it a little bit further. So guys, now that I've folded it into two and the 2.5 that I talked about, what you're going to do, so you see it's folded now. I'm going to take this folded part that I have here and then I'm going to flip it towards this side. So now that I've folded it, I'm going to turn it around like this and start putting in my measurements. So how you're going to do it, remember we've already done this several times. You can go ahead, I'm going to run through this because we've done it a lot here. So you're just going to go ahead, mark, find out where your shoulder measurement divided by 2 fits in, mark it here, put in, so let's say it fits in right at this point, your shoulder measurement fits in here. You're going to go ahead and put in your armhole divided by 2, curve it here, put in your armhole, go up here, and then go ahead and, so you're going to figure out the length you want to work with. So let's say you want to work with about, start from this point and figure out the length you want. So let's say you want it to be 36 inches. So you're going to figure out how much you have at this top part here, which is 10. So you're going to make sure that that 10 plus this 36 that you want to work with, because 36 is the length on this end here, and then 10 is this point here, because why you're going back at this point is because this is where you're going to place your tape when you're cutting the circle. So you need to consider these 10 inches that you have here, and then also consider your seam allowance. So that 10 inches plus that 36 you want to be the length of your dress is going to be about 46. So you're going to place your tape at this point here, and then you're going to go ahead and mark 46, 46. So you're going to keep dotting 46, 46 all the way around to the end, right? That's how you're going to do it. When you're done, you cut your shoulder, your neckline, your shoulder slope, everything out. Or you can go ahead, cut out your basic bodice pattern, right? Cut out your basic bodice pattern. This is it here. You just place this here. If you are a beginner and you don't know how to cut this, I already have a video on how to cut a basic bodice. So it's just like, cut out the basic bodice and then place it, fold your fabric this same way, place it here. It will help you know how you're going to cut it. And then when you're done, I know you might be thinking what to do with this part here. Just blend it into this in a straight line. You see, instead of cutting this way, blend it out. So I will assume at this point now you go ahead and cut this way, cut out this part, cut out everything. But remember, for the back neckline, when you get to the neckline, this is the most important thing. Don't cut your front neckline yet. See, don't cut this neckline yet. Instead, you're going to make mistake. Just start first with your back neckline. So cut 1 inch. So this is your neckline, right? First cut your back neckline and then separate your front neckline and the back neckline before you now give your front neckline the 3 inches depth. I've made this mistake several times, so I'm just reminding you guys, do not cut your neckline, the front neckline first. Separate it first. When you finish cutting the body, then come back and remove that 1 inch for the neck depth for the back, cut it out, then before you cut your front neckline. So at this point, I will assume you've cut out everything. Now we'll move over to how to put in the button part, the placket for the button and the neckline. So guys, this is it here. So at this point now, you've gone ahead and cut out everything. You've cut out the back neckline. So that's what I was saying. Now you're going to, this is the one I'm using for the illustration. You're going to separate the two of them, right? You're going to separate the two, and then you're going to cut out your front neckline here. So this is the front neckline. I'm going to go ahead now and cut this out. So guys, if you look at it now, you will see the front neckline, and then if you look here, you will see my back neckline. So we are going to just set this back neckline aside and go ahead and split open the front neckline so that we can be able to put the placket for our button. So cut it open now, and then what you're going to do is you're going to cut out a strip of your fabric that is about 3 inches of width. So you're going to cut that out now. So guys, now you see you've split this front part open. So now you know there's no seam allowance, right? So it still looks the same. So this is what it looks like before you split it open into 2. Now you've cut out the strap that is 3 inches of width, but you're going to check the length of your dress, and then you're going to fold this into 2. So this is the strap that you cut for the placket for the button. You're going to fold it into 2 this way, and then you're going to go ahead and start from this top part and join it all the way to the end. You're going to sew it down on the 2 sides. You're going to get another one the same way. You're going to also sew it down on this side. So guys, you see what I was saying? So after joining it this way, now what you have to do is to flip it back again and then top stitch it. That's what I did for this one. So you're going to top stitch it here. As you can see, I've top stitched this one. So guys, at this point I've top stitched it. So you see your button will be on one side and the buttonhole will be on the other side. So this is what it looks like now. So what you have to do now is to go ahead and join the shoulder to the shoulder at the back. So you see, I'm going to join the 2 shoulders together and then put in my collar before I deal with my sleeve. So guys, now my shoulder is joined to each other. You see what this looks like right now? So you see, it's coming together. So now we're going to deal with the neckline. So to do the neckline, measure around your neck, right? So you're going to go measure around your neck and make sure that it's okay for you, like it's not choking you or it fits enough. And then you're going to open this way and measure around the neckline that you have here and make sure that it also fits. But remember, when you're measuring the neckline, remember that these 2 here, they flap on each other, right? Remember that these 2 here, these 2 button plackets here, they are on top of each other, so that you don't go and measure each of them separately. So now just go ahead, place your tape, your neckline. The next thing you're going to do is just to take, you see what I'm saying, the 2 of them are on top of each other. So you're going to go ahead and measure round now and figure out if this fits your neckline. So you're going to go and measure everything round and make sure it fits your neckline. So once you measure it and it fits your neckline, then you don't have to open it up more. But if it doesn't fit your neckline, one thing you can do is to go ahead and chip off a little bit on each side, chip off a little bit on each side. So what I mean by chipping off a little is like you're going to cut open like half an inch on this side and then half an inch on this side. Just take it slowly, because don't go ahead before you even cut half an inch and go and jump and cut 1 inch. It will be too open. So just slowly, if you measure half an inch, you cut it out and then you check and see if it's now your neckline. If it's still not okay, then you go and open up more. So that's the, so this here is what I'm going to use. So but when you want to measure for the collar now, you're going to measure each side of this placket. But when you're measuring for your neckline, you have to place it on each other. But now that we're cutting for the collar, to cut the collar, you're going to take this here the way it is now, open it up this way and then measure round to the back. So measure from this side of the neck, from the placket, right? This placket here, from the end of this placket all the way to the center back. And then you're going to times it by 2, because remember it's on each side. That's why you're timesing it by 2. There's another side below. So guys, I have 6.5 round for me. So times 2 is going to be 13. So that means my length is going to be 13, but you're going to add 1 inch to that, because you need half an inch of one end and then half an inch for the other end. So that's going to be about 14 for me. So I need 14 inches of length, and then that 14 inches, it depends on you, the kind of length you want for the width or how thick you want your band to be. But you can use, if you want 2 inches band, then use 5 inches of width. So you fold it into 2 this way, and then you're going to cut out and close up half an inch on this side and half an inch on this side. So guys, you see I've closed up half an inch here. So what you're going to do is to flip it right side out now. When you flip it right side out, you can go ahead and iron it. After ironing it, then you're going to tuck in about half an inch at the end here. So tuck in about half an inch in here, right, so that you can be able to fold it. So tuck in 1/2 inch on each side, and then you're going to start with one side of the neckline. So let's say you want to start with this side. What you're going to do, you see what I'm saying? So this is one end here, tuck in 1/2 inch inside of it, and then take this one side of your neckline, put it inside of this here, cover it this way, and then you're going to go ahead and sew it all the way around to the other side. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead and put the neckline. So now it's just the sleeve left. So now we'll move over to how to cut the sleeve. Cut out your long sleeve. I'm going to still make a tutorial on how to cut a long sleeve. Just cut out your long sleeve, and then what you're going to do is to measure from your shoulder, from the top part here to your elbow. So let's say your elbow is somewhere here, but it's normally like about 14 or 13, somewhere around there. So you mark that in here, and then the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead. This is just an illustration, that's why mine is this small, but it's basically the same thing. So you're going to go ahead and measure around this part of your sleeve and figure out what you have here. So for me, I have here 8. So you're going to multiply it by 2, because once you open this up now, it's times 2, right? If you open it up this way and measure it, you're measuring for the 2 sides, but when it's folded, you're just measuring for one side. So that's why I multiply it by 2, because it's on fold, 2 sides. So that's going to be like, let's say it's going to be 16 for me. So you're going to measure yours, and then after measuring it, you're going to get the fabric that you're using to cut it. So this is what I'm going to be using here, is square. You're going to fold it first 1, and then you're going to fold it again into 2, and then that measurement that you got from this top part, for me that was 16. You're going to divide that 16, 6.28 is what you're going to use to cut it, like the same constant. You're going to use it for everybody. This 6.28 is normally used whenever you're cutting a circle, right? So for me it's 16. For me, I got about 2.5, right? So 2.5, almost 2.6. So that's what I'm going to use for the top part of my circle, right? So I'm going to just mark that here all the way around. So you're going to, after folding it, right? So you see, you folded it once, you folded it again, and then you fold it this way. So your measurement is going to come from this point here. So I'm going to just put in that 2.6 all the way round here. So guys, the next thing you're going to calculate is from your shoulder to the length you want this puffy sleeve to be. So let's say you want whatever you want yours to be, because mine, if I measure from this part to this, I have 7. So this 7 now that you have, which is from your shoulder to that your elbow length, you're going to add about 5 inches to it. So what you need now is 7 plus extra 5 inches. This 5 inches is because when you're making a puffy sleeve, remember, you don't make the fabric like straight. You need to add so that the fabric can be puffy this way. I'm talking about the length. You don't make it like straight. If instead it's going to just, it will not have that puffiness. So you need to add extra so that it gives it that room and balloon effect. So you're going to add extra 5 inches. So let's say you're working with 7 plus 5, that's going to be about, so guys, that means I'm going to be needing 12 inches full for my circle. So you're going to measure, but this fabric here is just a sample. It's not going to be enough, but remember, you're going to, whatever length you're working with, just measure out and make sure that your fabric, so for me that's 12, make sure that your fabric can contain that extra 12 inches. So for me, that's going to be somewhere here. My fabric square is supposed to extend all the way to this point, so that this, so let's say this is where my 12 inches fits in, and then remember you still have extra 2.5 that you marked here. So you're going to that my 2.5, if I add it, so that means my fabric needs to be 15 inches of width. It needs to be that wide, 15 inches of width, because remember, I'm going to place my tape back at this point when I go to put in that measurement. So that's why you need to measure yours before you fold the fabric, so that you know how much you need to fold. So now I'm going to go ahead and just cut mine, because my fabric is not enough. I'm just going to use 10 inches, but I guess you guys understand what I mean. So guys, down after that, you cut out the excess, and then you go ahead and cut out the top part here. So I'm going to cut this part out. So you see now, after this, now you're going to have a full circle, right? If I open it up now, you're going to have a full circle. So I'm going to split it open at one end. Just split it open straight at one end here. So now this here, the way it is now, I'm going to take it here, open up my sleeve. I'm going to extend this line so that I know where my line is. So I'm going to extend this here so I know where my line is. the line of my elbow. Remember, this is the line of my shoulder to my elbow. Then you're going to open up the sleeve. This method can also help you to use a different color of fabric when you're working with it. So you're going to go ahead and just start gathering this into this part here. So guys, remember, this is the right side of my fabric, right? But you're going to do it this way. So this is what you're going to do. This is the wrong side of my fabric. This is the right side of this. So you're going to take this here, gather it into this part here, gather it all the way to the end, so that when you are done, you pull it up this way. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to take it now and gather it into this straight line all the way to the other end of it. So guys, as you can see, I've joined it here. This is the good thing about this method, is that inside of your sleeve you still don't have any stitch that will maybe make you uncomfortable. So you see, this stitch is inside here, and this is the wrong side, this is still the right side, like the front of the fabric. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take this part here and you're going to take it and join it to this shoulder, like this top part here. You're going to take it and join it down all the way through to the end, right? So that's what you're going. So guys, as you can see, I've also joined the top part to the top of the sleeve. So as you can see, this is it here. So the next thing I'm going to do is this sides of the sleeve. You're going to just take it and sew it down in a straight line. Just push it down this way and sew it down, because if you see, it looks like this at the moment. So pull it down a little. So just go down here and just sew it this way. So this is what it looks like here. So you're going to just go down, pull it down to this part here and sew it. This is just to hold it down at the two ends. So you're going to do the same thing on this side. You see how it is here? Pull it down to the end here and sew it. So this is what the two sides will look like, right? And then when you're done sewing it down this way, you're going to pull it together this way and close the arm, close it down this way. And then just make a stitch all the way to the end of your sleeve. Fold your sleeve and join the shoulder. So guys, as you can see, I've closed it down here. So this is what it looks like. So let me flip it. Now you're going to take this opening here and fix it into your sleeve, you see. So let's flip the right side and see what it looks like. Remember, this is supposed to be point. Now you're going to go ahead and join the sleeve that you cut to the dress. So you're going to go ahead and join the sleeve to the dress, and then you're going to go ahead, put your button on one end and then the buttonhole on the other end, on the other flap of this here. Fold the ends of the clothes, and then that's basically it, how you're going to do it. Put the two sides of the sleeve, and that's it. So look at the back of mine here. The back is going to be just straight like this. Remember, this is just a circle dress, so it's going to look something like this, the back. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.